Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly forgotten why you were there? Or struggled to recall a name you've known for years? Trust me, you're not alone. As we get a little wiser, let's say, past 60, our brains sometimes feel like they're playing hide and seek with us. But what if I told you there's a simple, delicious way to keep your mind sharp and maybe even outsmart those frustrating senior moments? Today, we're talking about the #1 best food to prevent dementia, something you can eat daily for a sharper, brighter mind. And no, it's not some expensive supplement or weird tasking superfood. It's this little guy right here, the humble blueberry. Now, you might be thinking, really? Blueberries? But stick with me. This isn't just folklore, it's science. Studies from places like Harvard and Tufts University have shown that eating blueberries regularly can slow brain aging by years. And the best part? You don't need to overhaul your diet or spend hours meal prepping. Just a handful a day could make all the difference. So, let's break this down together. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why blueberries are our brain's best friend, how to eat them in ways you'll actually enjoy, and, most importantly, how to make this a daily habit that sticks. First off, let's talk about why blueberries are so powerful. These little gems are packed with something called anthocyanins. That's the pigment that gives them their deep blue color, but it's also a superhero for your brain. Anthocyanins fight inflammation and protect your brain cells from damage, kind of like a shield against the wear and tear of aging. And here's the kicker, they've been shown to improve memory and even delay cognitive decline in seniors. One study had adults over 65 drinking blueberry juice daily for 12 weeks, and guess what? Their brain function improved as much as if they'd suddenly gotten 12 years younger. Now, that's what I call a fountain of youth. So, how do we make this work in real life? Let's start with breakfast. You don't need a fancy recipe, just toss a handful of fresh or frozen blueberries into your morning oatmeal, yogurt, or smoothie. If you're feeling adventurous, try blending them into a pancake batter or muffin mix. And here's a pro tip, frozen blueberries are just as nutritious as fresh, often cheaper, and available year-round. I keep a bag in my freezer at all times, no excuses. Now, let's talk snacks. Instead of reaching for chips or cookies, which can leave you feeling foggy, try this. Keep a bowl of washed blueberries on your counter or desk. They're sweet, satisfying, and the perfect grab-and-go option. Pair them with a few almonds or walnuts for a brain-boosting combo. The healthy fats and nuts help your body absorb those anthocyanins even better. It's like a power couple for your neurons. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, what if I don't like blueberries? First, try different varieties, some are sweeter, some tangier. If you're really not a fan, no worries. I'll share a few sneaky ways to work them into meals later. But here's the key, consistency matters more than quantity. Even a small daily handful adds up over time. Think of it like a savings account for your brain, you're making tiny deposits now for a big payoff later. Of course, blueberries aren't a magic pill. They work best when paired with other brain-healthy habits, like staying hydrated, moving your body, and keeping your mind active. But they're a delicious, easy place to start. So, grab a container of blueberries on your next grocery run. Wash them, freeze them, toss them into meals, and let's keep building this conversation. Because your sharpest, most vibrant years are still ahead. You know, when I first started adding blueberries to my diet, I'll admit, I got a little bored just eating them plain. And if you're feeling the same way, don't worry. There are so many delicious ways to enjoy these little brain boosters without feeling like you're forcing them down. In fact, let me show you a few of my favorite sneaky tricks to get more blueberries into your meals, even if you're not a huge fan of their texture or taste. First up, sauces and dressings. This is a simple blueberry balsamic glaze. Just simmer blueberries with a splash of balsamic vinegar and a touch of honey until they break down. Drizzle it over grilled chicken, salmon, or even a salad. The tangy sweet flavor is incredible, and you won't even notice you're eating berries. Plus, cooking blueberries actually increases the availability of some of those brain-protecting compounds. Science says so. Another trick? Blend them into savory dishes. Toss a handful of blueberries into your next batch of salsa or chutney. They add a subtle sweetness that balances spicy or salty flavors beautifully. Try mixing them with diced tomatoes, cilantro, and a little lime juice. It's fantastic on fish or whole grain crackers. And no, it won't taste like dessert, just trust me on this one. Now, for my fellow carb lovers, baked goods. You don't have to stick to sweet muffins. Try adding mashed blueberries to whole wheat bread, pancake batter, or even savory cornbread. The berries add moisture and a hint of sweetness, and the fiber in whole grains helps slow down sugar absorption, keeping your energy steady. And honestly, who wouldn't want a surprise burst of blueberry in their toast? Here's a game changer for anyone who struggles with texture: blend and soak. When you blend blueberries into a smoothie or mix them into chia pudding overnight, they practically disappear, but their benefits don't. This is perfect if you find whole berries too tart or seedy. And if you're watching your sugar intake, try this: mash a few berries into plain Greek yogurt with cinnamon. It's like a cheat code for sweetness without the sugar crash. Now, let's talk about maximizing the power of your blueberries. Because here's the thing, what you pair them with matters just as much as eating them. They're like blueberries' best friend. The healthy fats in nuts, olive oil, or even avocado help your body absorb those precious anthocyanins 3 times better. So, a handful of berries with a few walnuts? That's a brain-boosting power snack. And don't forget spices. Cinnamon, turmeric, and even black pepper can enhance the anti-inflammatory effects of blueberries. Sprinkle them on your oatmeal, smoothies, or roasted veggies. It's like giving your berries a little backup squad. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, what about blueberry supplements or juices? Here's the truth: whole berries are always better. Processing strips away fiber and can add sugars. This little package, skin, pulp, and all, is nature's perfect design. But if you do opt for juice, make sure it's 100% pure with no added sugars, and pair it with a handful of nuts to slow the sugar spike. The beauty of this? There's no right way to do it. Start small, maybe a handful of berries in your cereal tomorrow, or a spoonful of jam swirled into your tea. Because protecting your brain shouldn't feel like a chore. It should taste good and fit into your life. And when you're ready, let's talk about one last thing: how to make this a lasting habit without stressing over it. You know, the hardest part about any healthy habit isn't knowing what to do, it's remembering to actually do it, day after day. I can't tell you how many times I've bought a big container of blueberries with the best intentions, only to find them hiding in the back of my fridge 2 weeks later, looking, let's just say, past their prime. So today, let's talk about how to make these brain-boosting berries a natural part of your routine, without turning it into another chore on your never-ending to-do list. First, let's set ourselves up for success. Out of sight really does mean out of mind, especially as we get older. So here's my rule: make them impossible to ignore. Wash and dry your blueberries as soon as you get home from the store, then put them front and center in your fridge. Better yet, portion them into small containers or snack bags so they're ready to grab when you're hungry. This takes 5 minutes now, but saves you from reaching for less healthy options later. Now, here's a little trick that's worked wonders for me: pair your blueberries with something you already do every day. For example, I have tea every afternoon, rain or shine. So now, I keep a bowl of blueberries next to my teacup. It's become such a habit that my brain expects it. Tea time means blueberries, no thought required. What's your version of this? Maybe it's berries with your morning pills, or a handful while you watch the evening news. Tie the new habit to an old one, and suddenly, it sticks. And here's something I learned from my granddaughter: celebrate the wins, no matter how small. Every day I eat my blueberries, I put a little star on my calendar. It sounds silly, but seeing that chain of stars grow is surprisingly motivating. Miss a day? No guilt, just start fresh tomorrow. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Let's talk about those days when you're just not feeling it. That's when frozen berries are your best friend. Too tired to prep? Throw a handful into a blender with some spinach, almond milk, and a scoop of protein powder, boom, brain-boosting smoothie in 60 seconds. Or microwave them for 30 seconds and drizzle over oatmeal or yogurt. Easy, nourishing, and no willpower required. Here's my favorite tip: make it social. Share a blueberry dessert with friends, or challenge your grandkids to a who can eat the most colors contest at dinner. When health becomes connection, when it's fun, it stops feeling like work. Plus, laughter is good for your brain too. At the end of the day, this isn't just about blueberries. It's about showing up for yourself in small, loving ways, every single day. Some days that might look like a gourmet blueberry salad, other days, it's a handful of berries eaten over the sink because life's busy. And that's okay. What matters is that you're here, taking one simple step to care for the brilliant, beautiful mind that's carried you through so much already. So start where you are. One berry, one day at a time. Your future self, with all her memories, her wit, her joy, is counting on you. And I'm rooting for you every step of the way.